There are many stories of the child Jesus that are not included in the New Testament. For instance, there was that time it rained, and the rain made mud puddles everywhere. And the children of the village all went out to play in the mud as children are wont to do. And Jesus on the side of the mud was forming little clay sparrows. And Annas, one of the elders of the city, a religious man, came by and he saw what Jesus was doing, and he didn't like it. So he went back to Joseph, Jesus' father, and he said, "Your child is making graven images on the Sabbath." And Joseph and Annas went back, and sure enough, there's Jesus surrounded by little clay sparrows. And Joseph says, "Why do you do such things?" And Jesus looked around and clapped his hands. The sparrows flew away. And Jesus said, "What things?" At that moment, Annas' child, he took up the cause, and he grabbed a big willow branch and he scattered the water in Jesus' mud puddle so that it would dry up. And Jesus said, "You had no right to do that. Just as this mud puddle dries up, so you will too." And over the next couple of days, sure enough, Annas' child grew ill. Joseph said, "What am I going to do with you?" On another occasion, Jesus was playing up on the roof, the flat roof of one of the houses. Several other children were up there too. And one of the kids leaned over too far and fell down. And on the walk below, he died. And Annas came by and he thought, "Now I've got you." And he went back and he got Joseph and he dragged him back and he said, "Look, your child has killed this child." And Joseph looked up and said, "Jesus, did you do this?" And Jesus ran down and he looked at the child and said, "Zeno, get up." And the dead child stood up and said, "What?" He said, "Did I knock you down?" And Zeno said, "No, but you did raise me up." And then there was that time that Joseph was working. He was in his shop and he was making a yoke for 2 oxen. And he had the under part and he had the beam across the top, but the beam was just too short. And he said, "I can't afford to buy another piece of wood like this." And Jesus said, "Don't worry. Take the 2 pieces and put them side by side." And he lined up one end and he told Joseph, "Hold on to this end." And Joseph did, and Jesus went on the other end and he pulled the short piece till it was just the right length and it matched the longer piece. And Joseph looked at him and said, "I am a blessed man to have a child like you." I'd like to claim those are my stories, but actually, they're the infancy gospel of Thomas.